Okay, so we are live on YouTube now. We are live on YouTube. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome to New Nuts and Novice Nurse, the book
Thank you
pre-launch
very
and book
much.
release today. I'm so excited. I'm sure you're excited as well. So let me see people on YouTube just to be sure that we are all on the same page, and then we will start. So get a seat, get popcorn. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. Facebook is live there. So thank you so much. Over to you, Divine and Bumi.
Okay, welcome everybody. It's nice to have every of us here. I'm so happy and I know you're happy to be in this event. Thanks a lot for coming. Despite your busy schedules, you are much welcome. You are much welcome. So we are here for the pre-launch of new what's not novice nurse. New not novice nurse. And this is a book that talks about the plight of the internationally educated nurses. And this is to let you know that even though you are a nurse in a new location, yet you are not a novice. You are an expert in your field. You are good already in where you are. So it's just all about knowing the differences and to know how to to know how to align yourself to the new location. So I want to welcome you and I want you to feel free. Okay, feel free to ask your questions as we continue. Feel free to do what you want, like share your opinion about this book and share your own excitement. Thanks a lot. My co-host, I'm leaving to my co-host to continue.
All
Welcome.
right. Thank you so much, Divine. It's good to meet you and good to hear from you. I want to say a big welcome to everyone joining us online and for those who will be watching later. You're welcome to the pre-launch and book release of the book New Not a Novice Nurse. It's so amazing to behold this day and this event. We've looked forward to this day and we thank God for making it a reality. And of course, I would love to say thank you to the author of the book, Nurse Coach Ola. It's good, the good work you are doing. It's a lot of good work you are doing, and I'm happy to be a part of the book launch team. So everyone, feel free, like Divine said, feel free to comment, feel free to react to what we're doing, feel free to drop your questions and we'll be sure to answer you as much as we can. So now we are going to be talking about the author. I'm going to read, give you a few things about her. She's such an amazing person. I've known her over a couple of years, right from uni days, and I'm happy to be associated with her. I know she's a woman with a cap of many feathers. She does a lot of things, and I was asking her before we started, how do you do all of this? So I'm happy for the good work you're doing. I think you're a blessing to nursing, and nursing is proud of you. So about the author, Olayinka Aremu is a seasoned registered nurse and doctoral researcher at Trinity College Dublin. She has over 12 years of experience in nursing education, management, community health, and clinical practice. She's currently an assistant professor in general nursing in Ireland. Olayinka is also the founder and CEO of Nurse Coach Ola Healthcare Consulting Limited, a global healthcare consulting firm. She serves as the presiding president of the Association of Nigerian Nurses in Ireland and has received accolades such as Nurse of the Year 2023 and the Black Excellence Award. Passionate about career development, mentoring, healthcare innovation, and education, Olayinka is dedicated to improving the well-being of diverse communities. She's married with 2 children. She's also a gospel minister and an advocate for women's leadership. People, I want you to welcome with me Nurse Coach Olayinka Aremu, also known as NCO. I want you to welcome with all excitement. We're happy to have you here, and I'm handing over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Olubumi. Thank you for that introduction. I think that I'm very privileged. Let me put it that way. I'm very privileged to be what all I am, because I don't take any credit for that. It's been God, and of course, with the support of everyone around me. People like yourself, Bumi, like Divine, like Bilola, like a fire, like everyone around me, like just inspire me to wanting to be more and to do more. So thank you so much for accepting me, everyone, wherever you're watching from. Just to say this, that we are also live on Instagram, we're live on YouTube, and yeah, whenever time you're watching this. So this is still the pre-launch and the book release. We want this book to be out. It's long overdue, like long overdue, and I just
Yeah.
want it to be out, because sometimes we want everything to be perfect, but there can be. I was telling Bumi, like I'm just that kind of perfectionist, like so. But if we wait till that perfect, I don't think this book will come out. It will just keep increasing. At the moment, I don't even know how many chapters, how many pages, how many pages, but you will know by the end of today. So thank you so much. I think what am I supposed to do here, Bumi? I think I'm supposed to talk about the book, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to talk about the book. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to share my slide here. I hope it's being shared. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. So the book New Not a Novice Nurse, actually, I don't know what inspires it. When did it start? So apparently, when I was so when I moved to Ireland about 7 years now, it's going to be 7 years exactly by July 17. So when I moved to Ireland, I of course came across a lot of challenges as a new nurse. I finally had some times calling myself a new nurse because I didn't believe I was a new nurse. I didn't want to accept that fact that I was a new nurse. You understand? Because how can somebody that has already like 8 years of experience, and now say I'm a new nurse? So I struggle with when people kind of identify me as a new nurse and just say, "Oh, are you the new nurse?" So I didn't really like that, but that's just the obvious truth. And it also came with a lot of challenges. My first 1 year in Ireland, honestly, the story, I think I touched a bit about that, but I can't even go into details so much. So for those who were opportune to listen to some of the podcast stories, I went deeper into the story. So it wasn't a very pleasant. It wasn't a pleasant journey. The first 1 year, probably the first 6 months was okay, but the other 6 months was tough for me, and it kind of sets me into this kind of this feeling and this mindset, like what am I doing, and make me kind of lost confidence. I almost lost confidence in myself. I was really struggling. It was a struggling period, and that was because I saw that I was stagnant. I felt like I was just in one space while others were moving. And my kind of person, before I moved to Ireland, I was a nurse educator, so I was lecturing in a school of nursing. And when you've been going at a very fast pace and suddenly you are just stuck, it just looks like you are in one space and you can't move. So that was my kind of experience. So, and one way or the other, I managed to navigate and come out of that. And then I started interacting with a lot of nurses. That was when I started the NCO mentorship, the NMA, the Nurse Mentorship Academy, because of my background, a lot of nurses, young nurses, were looking up to me. And I figure like I had to also give back. I can't hold back. So even within the periods of my struggling, I was still all out, reaching out to others and helping. So the Nurse Mentorship Academy actually helped me to, impart a lot of lives. I think the first cohort was about 150, and then the second cohort, because there was a commitment fee, it had reduced to 75. And it was one of the nurses who happened to also be an internationally educated nurse who had also relocated, was part of that cohort. And she asked me this question in one of our sessions, that nurses who relocate to a new, they're starting all over in a place, that are they considered as a novice? That because sometimes she feels like she's a novice, going by the definition of what novice is, the novice expert theory, or sometimes people tell her that she's just a novice. So I found myself just replying to her that no, you are not a novice, you are only new. So I said that was just a statement, but I tell you, since that day, that statement keeps ringing in my head every day. Like, you are not a novice, you are just new. And, I preferred kind of an answer, a solution to her, not knowing that even that answer was for myself, because I was in that state as well. And I kept on, reflecting on that. Well, I didn't do anything about it until I had the opportunity to do a presentation on cultural integration for international educated nurse. And while I was preparing that presentation, that statement came again. You are not new, you are not a novice, you are only new. And I wrote that down. Well, I didn't really think about it as going to be a book, at any point in time. I just kept on reposting that statement. I think I did the Canva design of it, and I was reposting it like, you are not a novice, you are just a new nurse. So moving forward with my different interactions with international nurses, my various capacity, earning, even with my coaching classes, preparing nurses for their aptitude test and OSCE, preparing nurses for OET and all of the things I do, it became something that it became a key concept, a key theme in all my interactions with international educated nurses, that nurses go through this kind of phase that makes them feel, or that makes us feel like we don't know anything. We doubt ourselves, we self-doubt ourselves, and other people also doubt our competencies, and all of this rubs on our confidence. So then I said to myself, I think one day I'm going to write a book. I wanted to call it Dear Nurse, but then I found that, okay, there had been a lot of books that titled Dear Nurse. Then I was like, okay, what am I going to call this book? Will it not be too long if we said New, Not a Novice Nurse? But I just felt like, okay, this would be the perfect topic. What would go into the book? And to be honest, the chapters of the book were already stuff that are already written about or spoken about in one presentation or the other. So like the likes of my cultural diversity training, or the trainings I have with nurses, even internationally as well, some of the webinars that I've prepared over time. So I just, all this will fit into this. So I spoke with my book consultant. Yes, I got a book consultant. You might be thinking like, how do you write this? Sorry, I know I couldn't have done it. And to be honest, this book should have been last year, because I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to manage everything, but I knew that if I waited for a perfect time, this book won't come out. So it was part of my New Year resolution. And I think the first week of January, I just called my book consultant. I was like, was the same person that helped me with producing Emerge, my first book. I don't know if anybody have read, Emerge as a head pro. So I said, we have work to do. This year, I have 5 books. I said, I'm writing 5 books this year. She was like, wow, let's. So we had a short consultation, and then I gave her everything. This is what I have. I already have some drafts. Then she said, okay, in order of priority. That was the question she asked me. In order of priority, which one would you want to, push out first? And I was, but people that know me, you know that I'm always like, I want to get everything done at the same time. I was like, okay, maybe safe discharge, because I started writing about safe discharge guide. I don't know if anybody saw it last year. My birthday, I announced about safe discharge, a guide for patients and their family. I said safe discharge, but I'm no longer a discharge coordinator. So that kind of not a priority again for now. I had nurse managers desk. I'm only giving you all these tips so that you know what to expect more. I have something I'm writing on nurse managers because when I was a nurse manager, I wrote some things that I wanted to push out. And then I said, I have this as well, name Deborah. I have this in order of priority. So she asked me again, in order of priority. And to be honest, even though at the moment my PhD is nothing about international educated nurses, but I would say 70% of my activities is around international educated nurses. In my role as ANI president, executive director of FANMI, with my coaching, my mentoring. So I am almost all around nurses every time. So I said, okay, there have been a lot of issues, coming up that I have to resolve, that I have to support nurses on. I think I want this to come out first. So that's the journey, behind the book, New Not a Novice Nurse. And to be honest, like I said, if I didn't stop now, if this book is not released now, it's going to become encyclopedia. Because as it is already, it's like a textbook. I'm not saying this to scare you, but it's like a textbook. But we had to stop. That shows like the enormous, like so much information, so much resources, so much support needs that international educated nurses actually need. And to most people, you could just be like, they might think like it's a walk in the park. Well, Jackpot, you just travel, then of course you'll be fine. But it's completely different. It's so different. I'm sure we still hear a lot of stories today. People struggle. Nurses are struggling. I know of international educated nurses who quit nursing just shortly after they relocated. I know of international educated nurses who actually had mental breakdown, who lost it just because they could not cope with the struggle, with the challenges that come with the transition. So I believe that this book will, of course, is a solution to so many challenges. I'm not saying it's going to be 100%, but at least even if it solves, if it helps to solve 50% of the challenges that any international nurse will go through, then I'll be the happiest person on earth. So that's the inspiration behind the book. So thank you very much, Olubumi.
It's so good to hear you say all of that. I mean, I am also an internationally educated nurse myself, and I know if I had a guide like this before I came in to where I am currently, it would have helped me in my journey. So I believe that the book is going to be a solution. A lot of us actually travel just, oh, I want to travel. We don't really know what to expect, right? Until we get into it. So I believe the book is a blessing. It's going to be a blessing for people who are already here and others who would be joining. At least they can start to live the experience even before they get in. So well done. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to all the other books that are coming from you. So I would pass it on back to Divine now for the book forward.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this is a book forward from Dr. Idel. So I'll be reading. She said, this timely and informative book is a must read for any internationally educated nurse navigating the shift from one healthcare system to another. This book is crafted through Olayinka Aremu's own personal and professional experience of transitioning as an experienced nurse in Nigeria to practicing in Ireland. It deals with many of the real challenges these nurses face and provides a roadmap to successful integration. It will guide, support, and inspire any nurse undertaking this often difficult journey to adapt to culturally diverse complex health settings. I would recommend that this
Rumi, do you want to come in? I think the network.
Okay, so I would take over from there while we wait for Divine.
I've been saying it. I've been talking.
Okay, okay, go
Oh,
ahead,
okay.
Divine.
Okay, okay. Should I continue from where I stopped, or should I?
Maybe take it a little, maybe one statement back.
Okay, okay. It deals with many of the real challenges these nurses face and provides a roadmap to successful integration. It will guide, support, and inspire any nurse undertaking this often difficult journey to adapt to culturally diverse complex health settings. I would also recommend that this book is an essential read for nurse managers, educators, preceptors, and all those organizing induction programs for international educated nurses. There are many new insights offered in this book that will help the Irish healthcare system to welcome, support, and retain these very valuable new but not novice nurses. I'm done.
All right. Thank you very much, Divine. Uh, that's a wonderful read. And now I would be reading the book endorsement from Apana Shokla. Pardon me for the pronunciation. She's also a midwife and nurse educator. So she said, while reading the book, it took me back in time to when I arrived in Ireland from India in 2002 and recalled the challenges faced in my professional life as a midwife. I wish this kind of guidance was available back then. However, I am excited for new internationally educated nurses that they can prepare themselves in advance of their professional journey. Olayinka has carefully chosen to write different sections in the book that seem to act like a signpost at different stages of the professional journey abroad for nurses. She has addressed the big elephants in the room in the first session, and that nurses moving from other countries may be may be new, but the wealth of expertise and experience of working in a different country's healthcare system is an added benefit rather than a barrier for a novice nurse. Drawing from first-hand experiences and her role as a mentor to other IANs, Olayinka addresses everything from communication nuances to healthcare system intricacies. New Not a Novice Nurse offers indispensable advice tailored to your specific needs, empowering, informative, and engaging. This guide is your indispensable roadmap to success in the global nursing arena. That's so good, and I quite agree with all of that. It's a wonderful guide, and not just for the Irish system alone. I think it's meant for all international educated nurses all across the world, whether you are from Africa or you're from Europe, you're from America. It's not only for African nurses. A lot of nurses from everywhere can relate with the experiences that you've shared in the book. So now back to Divine so that he can invite our guests in.
Okay, okay, that's a wonderful read. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay, I would be
Can I
inviting.
just say something quickly, Divine, before we go ahead, if you don't mind? Just about the book forward and the book blog or the endorsement. So first of all, I really want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Adele McSherry. I'm sure she's going to be watching this later on, but she's not here. But Apana Shokla is watching from YouTube. She won't be active here because she has other engagements, but she will be present on the physical book launch as well as Dr. Adele. Let me start with Dr. Adele. So I wrote a few bits about how I met her and my relationship with her on LinkedIn, but I think I need to share here. So Dr. Adele, I think it was last year when we were planning the African Health Summit from the Association of Nigerian Nurses, and we were looking for speakers, and Councillor Uruemo Hadejimi, who is one of the councillors here in Ireland, just said, I know of a nurse. She's the head of school of university, nursing department in Sligo here in Ireland. And she connected me with her. And I tell you, since that time, she agreed to be the guest or one of our guests because of our role, in nursing education. And of course, people know the importance of international nurses, in Ireland and I'm sure across the globe. So since that time, she has been my go-to mentor. That unofficial mentor that once you're stuck, I can just send a message to. She gave me free access to her. Like I had a personal number. I could send a text to her and say, Adele, this is what I'm thinking about. What do you think? And she's just responding so quick. So I've reached out to a couple of times to her about some of the projects I'm working on. So this time she said, I think I saw something that you're writing a book. Ola, you're writing a book with all these things that you're doing. I said, yes, I'm writing a book. And so I just reached out to her that, would you like to write my book forward? I was kind of holding back because she's presently running, as in a local election campaign, which is happening June. So it's a very busy period for politicians in Ireland. Imagine a nurse. Now I'm saying this to encourage nurses. She's the head of school and she's running for a local election in a county. So it's not an excuse. I just want to say that so you can, and she still had the time to write my book forward. Isn't that wonderful? So I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for giving me that freedom of access, that gift of access. And to Apana Shoka, she's also a nurse here and she's a yoga nurse. So I'm saying this like she has her own organization where they encourage mindfulness. She talks a lot about mindfulness and she practices yoga. We got to meet, I think it was on LinkedIn, and we just connected. So we worked together a couple of times and I invited her, do you want to write something about my book? I'll give you the book summary. And so it's not promotional. They actually read the book. I sent them the book summary and I just said, I just want to hear what you say about the book. So thank you so much. I just needed to say that. Divine, over to you. Continue.
Okay. Let me welcome Nurse Mayowa for her book review. Or shall I read it out?
I don't think you can call Ibilola first.
Okay. She can come up.
Okay, I'm going to add Ibilola here now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm just going to bring just the two of us here for the time being. All right, so Ibilola, thank you so much for joining. And you just introduce yourself to our audience.
Sure. All right, that's amazing. So I'm Ibilola Kola and I'm a registered nurse, Nigeria and Australia, because that's where I started my nursing career. And I'm also a section academic with University of Newcastle, Australia. And I'm just passionate about helping nurses to navigate their career path. And I'm also the founder of Transpire Nursing.
Thank you so much, Ibilola. So I suppose I'm very conscious of the time as well. And for those that know, Ibilola is joining from Australia, and the time we had here, I think it's almost 2 a.m. So it's such a great sacrifice, and I do really appreciate. Thank you so much. We've only got to connect, I think in the past few weeks or months, and so thank you so much. She's also a mentor, so you can see where the passion is there and the connection. So Bilola, I think I want to let you go to rest. So if you can just tell us through what the journey is like for you, moving from Nigeria to Australia, just a bit about your career transition story. Sorry, I couldn't get that into the book, but we hope to get that in our podcast.
Yeah, that's okay. So, my transition from Nigeria to Australia was, I would say, was quite challenging a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was worth it. So, I migrated to Australia in 2019, having worked for, I think, about 6 or 7 years in Nigeria. And I wanted to get my registration done here in Australia, even though I came through a Master's of Nursing, and I got a scholarship for that. So sometimes some of the new nurses or nursing students do ask me that question, that how do I transit? And I will just let them know that it's always good to leverage your experience. Even way back from the nursing school, that's very helpful. So I migrated down from Nigeria to Australia in 2019. And when I got here, I was still doing my master's in nursing, and I was trying to get my registration done with the Australian Board of Nursing. And then we still had the bridging program. So, but now we have the NCLEX and people have to do the Husky exam. So things have changed during the COVID. So, and it was quite challenging because I had to work and at the same time I was studying. So, but at the end of the day, I got my registration with APRA, and then I moved to STEM trying to get a job. So I started. I think I started with the aged care nursing because then I wanted to understand the healthcare system in Australia. And I was happy to move around just for me to get that knowledge and expertise and leveraging on my previous experience back from Nigeria. So from there, I got into clinical nursing in the public setting that was with the government. Then from there, I started doing some courses also just to become, because also I'm also a trainer and I'm an assessor. So I had to do some courses, just keep learning and then start building my career around what I love to do, around my passion, because I always tell people that it's always good to build your career around what you love, because with that, you won't burn out easily and you will not be stressed. Then I think when I was in the clinical setting, one challenge I had and something that resonated with me well was your chapter 3, because I was able to leverage my previous experience back home. So this is just a book I'm going to recommend for everyone, because these are not things that are taught in nursing school, especially for people who wants to migrate maybe overseas, maybe to Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, wherever you want to go. This book is a must read for you. Then your chapter 4 was about the cultural competence in nursing. That really resonated a lot with me because when I got here, Australia is a multicultural country. We have diversity in culture, and you have to start learning people's way of life, the way they communicate, the way they think. And it was really a challenge for me when I started my career, but I had to start learning how to understand people, how to communicate, even with your colleagues, that respect. We don't see that back in Nigeria, but now you have to respect the way you talk to people is very, very important. The way you even talk to your patient, the way you carry everybody along your team is very important. And from there, I transitioned into a section academy with University of Newcastle. So I think that was how my own journey started, even though it was all these things I just talked about in a short period of time. There's a lot of things that went down. Sometimes I'm also going to talk about the limiting beliefs. Like you said, when you started talking about what inspired you to write this book, I think it's very important that new, not a novice nurse. I like that dimension because sometimes we feel we don't know anything. And it's okay. It's okay to feel that way because we're just coming into a new system. There are a lot of policies. We have to understand the standard of practice. We have to understand their codes of practice as well. So it's okay to feel that way. But I think the most important thing for international educated nurses is that you just have to be resilient and just be determined to succeed. And with that, you can navigate your path. And I love international nursing because it's not just in one, it's not streamlined into just one path or very rigid. You can become what you want to become if you're determined to raise the bar. So you can be an author, you can be a lecturer, you can be a trainer, you can be an assessor, and we can see what the Hoto 2 is doing. So that's why I love international nursing. So I'm just going to leave with this note that this book is a must for every international educated nurses to read. Even those people are even becoming to build a career in nursing. It is a must for you to read this book because it will show you the roadmap to help you navigate your career path. So thank you, everyone.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ibilola. Honestly, my gratitude is full. Thank you for taking your time to share this with us, especially the late nights that you are in. And I suppose, just like you said, and your interactions, that some of the things, most of the things that you read in the book kind of resonate with your experience as well. And that's just the honest truth that nobody is free from all of this. So at one stage or the other, we have experienced one of these challenges, at different levels. And I think I wrote something that in the last 7 years, I've changed job 4 times. This is my 4th job. And I tell you that at every new job, I still feel new. I still feel, at every level, even though I've attained this level of expertise at the time, by the time you start in another area, in another role, that feeling, some of the feelings comes back again. And like you said, some of these things we are not taught we are not taught in the classroom. Nobody is teaching you all about all this. You just have to, figure it out. So if you have a book, a guide, just the same way if we are traveling, I think that was the first thing in the introduction of the book. If you're traveling to somewhere you don't know and you don't have a guide, you don't have a Google map or GPS or whatever you use, you're going to be lost, But then if you finally get a book in the midst of you being lost, then it's a freedom and it's victory for you. So thank you so much, Bilola. And we hope that you can help us get some of this into the Australian network, because one of the aim of this book, my goal is to make sure that this book reach every corners of the world, wherever an international educated nurse is, even if it is only one. Yes. The ICN said there is, out of every 8 nurses, there's, one will be an international educated nurse. So 1 in every 8, you can imagine the population. So we want this book to reach every international educated nurse. So we hope that the Australian population will have their share of this.
Absolutely, it's a good book, and like you said, it's a roadmap. So it's not something you're taught. I think they're just life experiences, and I love the fact that because I read the book chapters, I love the fact that you put stories also there just for people to be able to relate to it, because this is very important as well. So, and this will serve as a guide for them to be able to navigate their career paths with ease.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ibidola. I hope to connect with you again. Please let's appreciate Ibidola as she goes to bed.
Yeah, no worries. Thank
She goes
you.
to bed. Thank you, Ibidola. Thank you so much. Olubumi, over to you. I'll bring you back in. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you to Ibilola. We really enjoyed that, and it's good to share your experience with us. And hopefully, we get to hear other people share their experiences before we end this pre-launch. So now, I would like to invite Nurse Coach Ola to talk about the book. She's told us about what inspired the book. Now she's going to tell us about the book. What should we expect to read and the likes? Over to you, Nurse Coach Ola.
Okay, so thank you so much. I think we already talked. I'm just going to go straight. I want to bring us into the book. Fine, this is a pre-launch, so I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag like that. Okay, there still needs to be some suspense.
Yes.
All right, there still needs to be some suspense. But just to let you know, like the book, as the name is, New Not a Novice Nurse, is a guide for internationally educated nurse to thrive abroad. And honestly, I almost changed that statement because I realized while writing the book that this book is not just for international educated nurses, to be honest. It's also for new graduate nurses that, you're getting into a new healthcare system, or matured nurses. So you have people who haven't been to nursing before, and now they just, maybe they've done some other degree before, and now they want to start. So, and it could be applicable to anyone, not even us, any professional that you're transitioning from one country to the other. There are elements in this book that will be applicable. So, pardon me, I just have to keep it that way. But like I said, you can benefit from this even if you are not a nurse. So the essence of the book, I kind of draw parallels between my experiences and my interaction with international educated nurses over time. So, like I said, it's a comprehensive guide. There are practical advice, just like Ibidola said there. Um, Not fictions, they are real stories. And honestly, I hear stories every day. As the president of International Association of Nigerian Nurses in Ireland, I hear these stories, this concern, these worries every day. And I used to say that any day that I wake up and the first thing I had to address is issues affecting nurses. Honestly, that day is half ruined. I just have to see somehow or another way to, get the joy in that day, because most of these stories they're not nice. They are not joyful.
Yeah.
The challenges, the concern, they are very worrisome. And so sometimes I just pray that once I see a call in the morning, if it's a nurse, sometimes I don't want to, because once I pick, it kind of affects my mood. You understand? So that's just something about the book. So what was I saying again? So it's stories. There are stories there, my stories and some of the stories of other nurses that you can draw inference from. Some people will ask, how do you do this? How do I deal with bullies? How do I deal with people who are being, discriminating around me? People don't listen to me? They don't hear what I'm saying. So how do you do that? So these are practical advices, okay, that will help. So there are 10 chapters in this book. Yes, I had to reduce it to 10 chapters. At the point, I told my book consultant, I said, merge chapter 2 and 3 together, make it one, so that we'll have so we have to reduce it to 10 chapters. And the first chapter is the transition journey. So this particular chapter, okay, I think there have been some mago with my slide. Okay, now, so the first chapter is the career transition journey. And there it was more of my journey, from Nigeria, and also talking about what all the challenges I encountered in that journey, all the challenges that other nurses encountered in their journey, starting from even while you are preparing to leave Nigeria or whichever country you're left from, like visa issues, talk about waiting for booking flights, getting an employer, all those kind of things. So that's what the chapter is all about. And some people dealing with scammers, people promising you for jobs, for COS, and how to recognize all some of these things, because nobody, we just have so many information online. If you go on TikTok, you hear a lot about relocation, migration, and it's kind of a hot cake, but there's so much misinformation. So so that chapter is more about the career transition journey and from one country to the other. And the chapter 2 was about certification and licensing. We talked about like your NCLEX, like Ibilola said. In Ireland, you have to write either an aptitude test or you're going through the adaptation pathway. You would do some verification, a lot of documentation that comes around, and it could be very cumbersome and overwhelming. So that chapter kind of talk about the different certification and licensing pathway you need to encounter different countries. So I didn't just talk about Ireland. So talk about the US, Australia, New Zealand, UK, and what is required. And chapter 3 was this is kind of the ginger there, the DNOs, and this is where I talked about you not being a novice, more of time and just a new nurse, and that being new is just I would say like a part, it's not static. You're just in the process of being who you want to be. So in this chapter, I think I also talk about overcoming imposter syndrome, which kind of engulf the nurse at that time, that you makes you feel less and all that, and addressing negativism, somebody say bad thing about you or makes you feel like you're nothing. We've had people talk to international educated nursing and say that you don't know anything, you're just so stupid. Pardon my use of that word, but these are words that have been used, that has been said to nurses, international educated nurses, by other people. And you can imagine an adult, a full-grown adult, somebody that has had 13 years of experience in another country, being told that it's being silly or being stupid, makes you really, really. You've had people go back crying, crying when they are leaving work or going to the bathroom to cry because of what somebody said. So all of these things, I just kind of touched on that. And then the chapter 4 was a bridging the education gap. Now, career gap. I was a lecturer, kind of like, school of nursing, and I had to start in a nursing home as a staff nurse. It was a big gap. So how did I bridge that? And just after 7 years or 6 years after, an assistant professor in nursing. So how did I bridge that gap? So, and other things as well in that chapter. Again, like I said, I would not let the old cat out of the bag. So let me just, when the real book launch, like the real book launch, we're going to be talking about summary of the book, right? And chapter 5 is cultural integration and competency, which is very, very key. I actually have a CPD recognized course on this, that, it's been accredited here in Ireland, and there's so much. I couldn't even put everything in this book because I have a course for it. So it was just like snipers of my book, of my course. And chapter 6 is embracing technology in healthcare. So as many of us, when you travel to a developed country, one of the challenges is how they're using technology in the hospitals everywhere. How do you use it? For me, specifically, it was Epic, because the nursing home, they were using one Epic Care, for all the documentation. But this is something that I've never used before. So it was challenging. So how do you navigate all these technological features and advancements as a new nurse, in a new country? How do you deal with social media? We had a lot of international educated nurses their contract being terminated, or being sent to prison, jail, and things because of, use of social media. So I talked a lot about social media use there. And then chapter 7, healthcare communication, which is very key. How do you communicate? What is communication to you? What are the tools that we use? And all those kind of things. So yeah, I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. And chapter 8 is mental and emotional well-being. I could not leave this out because it was very key. Like I said, we have nurses who had mental breakdown, international educated nurses, and so many issues. So it is very important to talk about, especially sometimes we have this attitude, or you just want to work, you just want to make all the money, and you're not looking after yourself. So work-life balance was something I also talk about in this book, and looking after your mental health. Chapter 9, navigating conflict as a new nurse. This was very important to me to put, especially when it comes to addressing racism, bullying, and discrimination. So there's a whole chapter about that. And of course, the 10th chapter is the success stories of other international educated nurses. You've heard from Ibilola, even though I couldn't put a story in the book, but you've heard from her, and we have other stories. And I tried to get stories from different nurses across the globe, not just Ireland, so you can compare. All right, so thank you. That's about the book. And once you get your copy, please don't forget to write your own review on the website. Thank you.
Thank you so much for telling us about the book. I'm so looking forward to feasting on my own copy. I have pre-ordered mine. So today is like the official International Nurses Day. So I don't think there's a better gift to give to any nurse or aspiring nurse or aspiring internationally educated nurse like this guide that's going to help them have a smooth landing in whatever country they are going to. So I'm encouraging you, if you're watching this at whatever time, please go to Nurse Coach Ola's website and pre-order your copy. The link is going to be in the comment section. Please pre-order your copy. Let's get this message across to more people, to more nurses, and to more organizations. I'm not sure if we've still got any guests waiting to share their review with us.
Kafaya, so we have nurses that want to share the stories, whose stories are also in the book. So we'll have Kafaya here. And I'm going to add Kafaya there straight away. Yeah.
All right. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. All right. So, like I told that before, and I'm going to say it again now. So, thank you for yielding. It's a different thing when you have a dream, when you have something tugging at your heart, and it's also different when you have to actually go after it, right? Like you said, it kept coming back to you because you actually helped the mentee when she asked the question. It could have kept coming back to you, and you just like, I have attended to that. And I think apparently, like you, I came in pregnant. I was 6 months pregnant, and I just had to drop a 3-month-old baby when I had to go resume work. I had to drop my baby all the way back in Texas. I flew out to Florida for transition, and I actually, from Florida, I went to North Dakota. So it was a long journey on its own. And it's different. I appreciate the fact that you put in the segment for the emotional well-being, because it's very important. You're going to lose your mind. It's going to feel like everything is going wrong. It got to a point I was like, God, this can't be what you asked me to come in to United States for. You can't just let me leave Nigeria where I have everything going well for me. Everything is working. I have things I might call them back, and I'm here in United States, and I'm just trying to navigate it. So it's different. So this book is a breath of fresh air for anybody, like any nurse trying to navigate a role, trying to navigate from Nigeria to United States, from in like it's just not even about Africa. If you have to navigate from your country to another country, this is something you need. So, and I tell you, she actually touched on everything. So when I was reading about the transition story, I was like, you kind of feel like, I thought I was done with motherhood when I was doing my travel thing. It took me about 3 years for the whole process to even click. And just to realize that you're pregnant a day before you went for your exit interview is a change in everything. Actually messed up that whole journey. I was like, no, this is definitely not happening to me. I was going into a new country with 3 children below 10, and I was 6 months pregnant. It was a lot for me. It wasn't easy navigating that water, but we did navigate it. And like she said, sometimes it makes you feel stupid when somebody's looking at you like, what do you know? I've been a nurse for over 10 years before I even came into United States. And my first assignment, my first job, because apparently my agency actually was even marketing us to them as experienced nurses. So in a way, they expected more from us. So that will make you look more stupid when you make any mistake. Right. Despite the fact that you're new in another country. I was this mother trying to navigate motherhood. Like my baby was just 3 months and far away from me. My family were far away from me. I wasn't in that state, and I'm coming into this hospital as a charge nurse. I was like, God have mercy. My mental health was all over the place. Like she said, you have to have a way of communicating. It is something you can't take away. There are different ways. You have to look at their body language. You have to understand what they are not saying. We are Africans. We say everything. When I don't like you or something is not going well, we say it. So you need that communication and conflict resolution. Because somebody actually told me, Kafa, do you know how aggressive you can come? I was like, heck by me. I wasn't trying to be aggressive. It's just that it's something that actually matters to me. Like this thing is paining my eye. Like come on, don't do this. Right. So you have to learn that part. And this is you having like I see this as the Bible for your transition, if I can use that word, just like the way we have Bible for midwifery, right? So this is the Bible you need when you have to navigate from wherever you are right now to a new country. She says she's changed job like 4 times. I've changed job like I think 7 or 8 times. And I've been a travel nurse. And do you know what a travel nurse is? They believe that you know everything. So you're going into another hospital, you're just doing it like that. And if you make a mistake, it's on your license. So yes, you really do need it. And when she talked about technology, I get it. I get it. It can be intimidating when we are coming from where all we have to do is where's your pen? Oh, yeah, write it. This is all we did. And you have to now start documenting, navigating a software you don't know anything about. So when those thoughts start coming to you that you don't know what you're doing, and sincerely, thank you for putting in the bragging affirmation because we all do need it. You need that that reminder that you matter. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter that it's a new country. You are who you say you are. So you have to keep reminding yourself, affirming to yourself that this is where I am right now. This is where I am at this journey. I'm growing. You're not stagnant, you're not stuck, you're not new. You're new in a country, but you're not a novice. So that's okay. It is a learning phase. You're learning their policy, you're learning how things work in this country, but that doesn't make you a new nurse, right? So yes, I've had to use Centric, I've had to use Meditech, and I have to use Epic. Sincerely, all of these things are different apps. And guess what? And I'm sure Nurse Chola can actually affirm to this. Epic is different per facility. It depends on how much money your facility has, and they want to actually personalize Epic to themselves. The first time I used Epic, it was not convenient, but I was able to navigate it because it was the regular Epic. The second time I was going to use Epic, they gave us an exam because, of course, now have you used Epic before? I said yes. I failed because they actually personalized it to their institution. And that's another thing. Does that make me feel like, babes, just imagine somebody you have said, oh, I know this thing, don't worry. Now you're failing the exam that they just want to know, like, why is she trying to? But that's okay. You have to keep reminding yourself on this journey that this is where I am right now, and that's okay. So thank you so much for this thing, bridging the educational gap. there's really what makes the difference was because North Carolina was coming from the classroom and she's going into clinical nursing. It was kind of easier for me because I was coming from a level one trauma center in Nigeria into a critical access hospital in United States. So it kind of helped me to navigate it better, right? I was able to easily catch up because don't be scared, Baba. It's okay. I love you. Sorry. So it was easier for me to navigate. And like she said, it's easy. The difference is just where are you coming from? What's your goal for the next phase of your life? It got to a point after like 3 weeks, they're like, Kathy, why are you this smart? Like, we are smart from where I'm coming from. I'm in Nigeria, so don't be looking at me like that. Right. So you just have to like bring that confidence in. And when you don't understand something, please ask questions. Ask, and ask. Sometimes it's okay to feel stupid so that you at the end of the day when you look back at them like I understand it now. There are some conversations I have with Nurse Ola and it took about 2 years to bring those conversations to reality, and that's okay. That is all about growth. Learn to understand it, learn to go back to school. I went back to school, my bachelor's. I have bachelor's in nursing education from Nigeria. I went back for bachelor education in nursing science. I have my master's now. I'm a nurse practitioner. Some people are told where they are right now. Be open to growth, be flexible, be open to learning, right? And please, your mental health is important. Oh my goodness. When you ever, if
As a
at
mental
any
health
point,
nurse practitioner.
as in, if at any point you feel uncomfortable, like uncomfortable in your soul, like your intuition is telling you that this is not right, or you shouldn't be doing this, or I shouldn't be here, please pick up or just get yourself out of that situation. I told myself any day I actually want to walk into a facility and I start feeling uncomfortable, that's the day we are gone. Because trust me, when your license is out of the way, there's nothing you can do. It's not like Nigeria. They will actually suspend your license before they ask you that what happened. I was almost closing my house here, and having a job, like a steady job, is very important for them to close. They need to be sure that you can pay your
Yeah.
mortgage. And like seriously, every day I go into work, I was like, no, this is not what I want. I had to like resign, and I told my realtor I resigned already. I'm not doing this. He was like, Happy, are you crazy? I said, no. You know what? It took me to build this. I built it for years. So that's okay. Let people ask you, are you crazy? Because it belongs to you, that vision, that dream, and everything. So please, this Bible, this
This
Bible,
Bible.
this
Okay.
Bible, your transitional Bible is something you should hold close to yourself
We
because you
have a
really
new
don't need it.
title. Thank
Exactly
you
right.
so
You
much.
really do need it, and it's going to help you. And see, reading the book, if you don't understand anything, you need any help, you can always go back to Nurse Coach Ola. You can always reach out to any one of us. It makes it easy. Like I read this about in the Bible of transition, and I don't understand it. Is there a way you can help me navigate it? We all do need help. She allowed me to stand on her shoulder because I really needed help at that point. She was in Highland, I was in United States, but I needed help at that point. Sir Josiah allowed me to stand on his shoulder. It was in United Kingdom, I was in US, and that's it. You can't take away the this place of a mentor. You can't take away the place of needing help. So please, when you do need help, kindly ask for it, and it helps make the journey easier. So this is what you need to make your journey easier, so that you can navigate better. And I wish you all the best. And yes, we are taking this book to the world, like every corner of the world. We will take
Yeah.
it there. So thank
Yes.
you.
That's what I want to hear. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Olumi, thank you. Kafaria, thank you. Ginger Nurse, Ginger Coach.
All
That's
Yes.
a
right.
Ginger Coach. Thank you.
You're
Oh, Ginger
welcome.
Coach. That's nice. Nice to meet you. And of course, I love the transition Bible part.
We
Yeah.
have a
Thank you,
new
Olivia.
title. You see, Transition Bible.
Right. Transition Bible. So
Thank you. All
All
right.
right. Thank you so much, Nos. Kathy. Have we got Mayowa on the line waiting to join
Okay.
in?
Yeah, Mayowa is there. Just before Mayowa comes in, I just so our followers, we have a quiz. Will you give out the first quiz just so people can catch up? Because it's not just following. We want you to really think in and take something along with you. So, will you give us the first quiz? And for either you're a nurse who we're watching from, if you get this quiz, what's the gift? You get one of our merchandise, for free. shipping at your cost, right?
Wow.
Anyways.
I have all the answers. Can I contest?
No, you can't. You can't contest. So let's have one.
All right. So the first quiz is, what is the main focus of the book New Not a Novice Nurse? What's the
Yeah.
main focus of the
The
book
fastest writer. The
New
fastest
Not
writer.
a Novice Nurse? So we've got four options, and yeah, the fastest writer wins the merchandise.
Just
The
type
first
it in
option
wherever
is
you are.
transitioning to a new country. B, advancing in the nursing profession. C is navigating cultural differences. And D is all of the above. I'm waiting. I hope I don't get to take the gift. So the
Okay.
question is, what is the main focus of the book? Transitioning to a new country, advancing in the nursing profession, navigating cultural differences, all of the above. So we're waiting for the fastest
D
response, the
is not
fastest.
an option. All of the above. Somebody got it there. Chrissy Banga from YouTube. Oh,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
somebody from, I don't know who now, Instagram, Shalom, what 10B also got it. All of the above. So who do we give now? We look at the time. We
The
look at the
time,
time
yeah.
that it was dropped. All right, I'll get back to you. Thank you so much. Let's move. I think we should have more quiz so people will pay attention. Let's go.
Okay. Should I
Mayo,
go to
are
the next
you?
one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Hi,
thank you so
Mayowa.
much.
How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Good afternoon. So nice being here this afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining in. And thank you for writing your piece. Honestly, when I was going through your story, I was like, wow, 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 wow. So, do you want to just talk to us briefly about your career transition story and how it's kind of fitting into the book New Not a Novice Nurse?
Yeah, sure. And before I start sharing my story, I must really commend the amazing work you do with this book. I remember the first time you posted about it on LinkedIn, I was like, yes, this is like the exact guide that someone needs, especially as a new high end, right? Because especially I'm just 6 months in the country, and it was a lot of struggle for me to get to this point and in the country, especially in my practice. So seeing that post was like a form of validation for me, and I was like, this would be what every new IN, not only new IN, every IN in any country, this is what they will need. So I really commend the amazing work you're doing, especially with releasing this book. And like I can't remember, and the other person said, what a perfect gift to get on a nurse's day, right? Thank you so much for that. So my own story, actually, I've kind of migrated between three countries. So, but relocating to the UK is like a new experience for me, right? So I studied in India and I worked there for a while before I moved to Nigeria to practice, to register and practice before I relocated to the United Kingdom. And trust me, the experience I have as a registered nurse in the United Kingdom is totally different from the experience I've had working and practicing in India as well as in Nigeria. It was as if I did not even like at a point I had to tell myself that Maiwa, you graduated from college. You actually graduated with your Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. So this is not like you didn't go to school at all, because it was just a very new environment for me. And then I battled with um like believing in myself. So I started doubting if this is something I could really do, because it was just a lot of see new faces, see new equipment, things you're not even used to, and then you have to start learning how to even take vitals again. Not that you don't know how to take vitals, but because what they use, like the equipment is totally different from what you're used to, from where you're coming from, and every other thing. And at a point, I find out that anytime I go to work, I need a great mental resilience for me to say that, Maiwa, you are staying here, and no matter what, you're learning. So at a point, it was a lot of, and then combining the fact that I needed to write my OSCE exam at that point, as well as show up at work and then prepare for my OSCE, so that, of course, if I don't pass this exam, I know that nothing's going to happen. I will not be able to practice as a nurse in the United Kingdom, right? So I needed to focus on that to make sure that I pass my exam so that I can practice and then show up at work. And it was a lot of things. You have courses to take to make sure that you are integrated into the working culture. Yeah, and to me, I had a lot of struggle. At a point, I was just battling with, how do I put it now? With, I think, will I say imposter syndrome? Because I was just saying, oh, I don't feel like I can do this. I don't feel like I'm even fit to do this. I was like, was I lying when I was like putting out my experience on my CV and then sharing my experiences why they were asking me questions in my interview? Like, I was not really lying, but this is what I could do. But things changed actually. So, and then I found out that I needed to take things one step at a time, right? So I realized that feedback will help me fine, in as much as people will come and then they will tell you this is how you need to do things, this is how you need to do that. Just learn to be open to feedback, take it one step at a time. That was what actually helped me, right? So I started taking things one step at a time. I was open to feedback and then with time I realized that I was actually much better from where I started from until this moment. And now that I'm like integrating into practicing independently is also a very great struggle for me as well, because it's a different thing when you're still shadowing someone and you feel like, oh, I've got this, and then you start doing the whole stuff on your own. Then you see that you're struggling with managing your time, managing your patient relatives, the multidisciplinary team and other people as well that you're working with. And then you start, there's a lot of stress. Number one, like the workload is so different from where you're coming from, that you need a great physical strength for you to say you want to handle this, and then the mental strength as well to say, okay, yes, because you get to a point that you just clock off work and then you're just like going through the motion because you're just tired, right? So it's just a lot of things. So having like Nurse Kafi said, having a great mental health support is actually very essential. And then speaking up when you know you need help. Because I remember a colleague actually called me, was it yesterday or day before yesterday, because of what I do now on LinkedIn about sharing stuff to help nurses like integrate into maybe new roles, right? Yeah, integrate into roles which is other than bedside. So she just had to like come on that call with me, and she was like, Mayowa, this is what I've been going through, and I feel like I've been a scam. Like she mentioned one statement that actually broke my heart. She said, Mayo, I've been practicing in India, and every time I practice, I go to work and I could tell that I'm satisfied with being a nurse, but that is not the case right now for me, just because she's a new nurse practicing in the United Kingdom. So the story, the experiences, I'm glad. One thing that, like I said, one thing that actually this book actually does for me is that it validated my experience, so that I knew that I'm not the only one in this journey, and it's not, the experience is not new to me. So hearing other people's story is a form of validation for me, and then knowing that I can always seek the right support and the right help that I need whenever I need it as well. You're muted. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mayowa. And I am honored. I think it was most of the people that are here and I'm going to preach LinkedIn here now. So again, if you're not on LinkedIn, right? If you're not on LinkedIn, you're sitting on a gunpowder. Let me borrow the word from what's his name? Josiah. I think I heard that word from him first. Josiah, okay, Shalada. You're sitting on a gunpowder. Most of the nurses here that are talking here, we actually met on LinkedIn. The likes of Mayowa, the likes of Ibilola, even Kafaya. It was through Josiah Okeshala's program that that was all over LinkedIn that we got to know. So LinkedIn has brought a lot of blessings, and I think he also helped me kind of to thrive as well. So that's another book on it. So there's nothing about LinkedIn in this book, anyways. So thank you, Mayowa, for coming in, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you're doing. I knew that bedside wasn't like, even from school days, my classmates knew they always say, oh, and you're not going to be in best, research, academics, and all that. And I'm glad that I finally came back to my path. So thank you for preaching that you can't just be limited to bedside, and please continue the good work.
Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you. So we keep in touch. Thank you. All right. It's Divine here. Olubimi, over to you.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing your story. I think now is a good time for another quiz.
Okay.
Before we go to the next item, who is the author of the book New Not a Novice Nurse? This is so easy. I mean,
Why are you asking that question?
okay, let me change it. That's too easy for anyone to answer.
Change it,
okay.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of chapter 4 of the book New Not a Novice Nurse? I know Nurse Coach Ola talked about the chapters earlier on. So if you were listening, you would have picked the answer. So what's the purpose of the chapter 4? The first option is embracing technology in healthcare. B is building effective relationships with colleagues. C is developing cultural competence. D is enhancing language proficiency. So who is the fastest?
Rolling.
The right answer that comes first would get the reward.
Rolling. Who is going? It's
All right,
going.
we're waiting.
It's going. Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're watching from. Counting to 4. B. Somebody said B. Shalom said B. What is B? Chapter 4.
B is building effective relationships with colleagues.
That's the wrong answer.
That's the wrong answer.
The wrong answer. It's a wrong answer.
So we've got 3 more options for you to go with now.
You want to call a friend, ring a friend, 50-50. All right. I think we can continue. So I'm sure they will get it. So
all right.
The time is past. No gifts.
All right. So we've heard from Mayowa, Bilola, Noskafi, and any other guests to come up?
No, I think you can just read the reviews that we already have now about the book. Let's go to the reviews.
Okay, so I would call Divine to start that, so I can come in later to start the book review.
Yeah.
I think
book review by, can you hear me? Book review by Bonadu Amadu. Please forgive me for the name. Okay, wow, beautiful. Wished I had this book when I just arrived in this country. This would be very useful and informative for new international educated nurses. So can I have the next?
Thank you, Bolaji Amadu, for that review.
Okay. Can I have the next slide? Okay, caller. This from caller, and he said the healthcare system needs this and more. Keep the good work going.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for that.
Okay, this from Divine, and he said new not a novice nurse is a must-read guide for international nurses, offering practical tips and empathy to navigate working in a new country. It's a roadmap to success abroad.
Thank you so much, Divine. Thank you so much.
This from Oluwabumi. Okay. And she said, I am so excited about this book. Moving into new systems and structures does not make you a novice nurse. You have got the skill and expertise with you. This is one thing most international educated nurses tend to forget. as they I'm reading from the slide.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Trying to, yeah.
Okay. I believe this book is a most needed reminder for all international educated nurses, and all nurses should have it within their reach.
Thank you, Lubumi. Thank you so much.
Okay, this
Okay.
is from
All right. I can.
Constance. Okay, you can continue.
Yeah. Thank you, Divine. This review is from Constance, and it says this is a masterpiece, well crafted to help nurses discover and pilot their affairs smoothly. Thank you, Constance, for that. Um, and this one is from Clement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anoluapo Clement. Yeah.
Okay, Anoluapo Clement. And it says New Not a Novice Nurse is the book. Is the book I wished I read to escape some preventable, unpalatable experiences in my relocation journey. In her book, Nurse Coach Olayinka Aremu has bridged the gap with her knowledge, exposure, and experiences so you can cross the river seamlessly. New Not a Novice Nurse is not just a guide, it is a beacon of hope, support, and encouragement for nurses worldwide. I recommend it 100%. That's so right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anu.
Okay, and we've got one from Felicia. It says, I proudly recommend this amazing book to nurses all over the world. This book is evidence and knowledge based. Well done, Olayinka Aremu.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I think that's all we've got now.
That's all. Yeah, so people, please get your copy. It's live. Go to the website, order your copy. Are we still doing pre-order or it goes
So
for
yeah,
newcomers now?
yeah, I've come to the announcement. So
Okay.
the pre-order will continue until the final book launch, just to give more people chances to buy. And I'm just changing that today. Normally it's pre-order should stop today,
Today,
but
okay.
probably you just listen to this and you just want to make up your mind. You still have the chance to pre-order at 9.95 euros, 9 euros 95 cents. So after the fiscal book launch, then it will change.
Oh, okay. So that's such a good news. I'm getting a message in my phone. I don't have 20 euros to so you still have the chance to pre-order your copy today and
Mm-hmm.
up until the official book launch. Please get your copy and get copies for your nurse friends, your family. I've been told every family on the face of the earth has a nurse. So
Yeah,
just imagine that everybody's ordering your book today.
imagine. Oh.
Yeah, so that's what we are aiming at. Please order your copy and order for your friends. And I think the next thing on the agenda is the book release. And I'll be handing over to Nurse Olayinka to continue from here.
Okay, thank you so much. And I need to pause here and say thank you to Divine and Olubumi for anchoring this session. It's been very interesting. I think we have one more quiz to go. Maybe we take that one quiz before I go ahead with the book release. Is that okay?
Okay.
And that's very important. The most important part.
Okay, so the quiz is what is the book's message to internationally educated nurses? What is the book's message to internationally educated nurses? A is you are new but not a novice. B is embrace imposter syndrome. C is avoid cultural competence. D is stay stagnant in your career. I mean, this is a walkover for everyone. So, who is answering first? What's the book's message to internationally educated nurses?
Well,
A. Do we have
let's
an answer
see.
already?
No.
No.
Yeah, we have an answer from YouTube. Chris
Oh,
Vanga.
okay then.
Chris wants to take 2 gifts. Thank you.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah, of course. I'm going to add one more, and this will be difficult because all the other ones have been. So, how many pages is in this book? Can you guess how many pages? No option. Oh, should I give option? So I'm going to give option in ranges. Okay, 20. So let's start with A, 30 to 70 pages. Okay, are you noting that that's option A? Option B, 80 to 100 pages. Option C, 100 to 150 pages. And option D, the last option, 151 to 200 pages. How many pages are in the book? Anyone?
We are waiting.
Okay, so Chris said option D, that is 160 to 200 pages. Any other option? So we will know finally when the book is out. So if you win, I'll be in contact with you. So drop your options. Drop your options. Anyway, we have a record of all the chats and everything. So thank you so much. Let's get to the book release. Yes, the book is finally released. How do I release this book? You know, Divine was asking me, what does pre-launch and book release mean? Divine, remember you were asking me that. So this book is released in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Ghost. Amen. First of all, that's very important. And I pray that I'm just going to kind of solo this. Yes, I'm releasing this book, New Not a Novice Nurse, to the world. Say to the world. Somebody say to the world. To the world, releasing it to the world to bless every nurses, every international educated nurse, even the nurse managers, the nurse leaders. Everybody needs this book, because if you don't understand the struggle of who you're managing or who you're leading, it's be very hard to lead and to manage well and to get the best out of them. So as much as this book is for international educated nurses and graduate nurses and matured nurses, I will employ that even nurse managers, nurse leaders, get a copy. Even if you want to get a copy for your departments, get a copy for your unit, your ward, you know, just as a guide. It's very important. And you can also signpost your team, your nurses, your colleagues to this book, if you know, like they're struggling or you know they are new. Very important. So this book is released now today, available for download via the website. So for those that pre-ordered, you're going to be getting your copy straight into your emails. I'm sure you can drop your emails when you pre-ordered, and coming with a gift. Okay, so those that pre-ordered, this will be coming with a gift straight to your email. And for those that will be pre-ordering from today, right from now, you will get the book straight into your email, downloadable, and you can read. It's an e-copy. By the time, like I said, the number of pages we will know now by the time it's out, and I'll be communicating that. You can download it, take it. You don't have to finish it in one day. Take it bit by bit as if you want to eat, digest it, reflect on it, and go on like that. If you're traveling, make it your guide, your copy. You know, if you're traveling, if you want to print it, the paperback will be coming out very, very soon, hopefully before the final launch. But again, it's your guide. It's mobile friendly. You know, you can have it on your phone or your tablet, and you can read while you travel. And if you're confused at any point, you can always go back. What did Nurse Kochola write? What did, you know, it's a solution, I tell you, and just go back to it. So thank you so much for everyone that believed, you know, in me, in my journey. And I hear a lot of Oluyemisi Adegbile is there. She's a sister, a senior colleague, Chris Banga. These are people, these are senior colleagues that so much believe in me, and you know, always giving that thumbs up. And we need that. You know, we need that thumbs up. We need somebody to just say you're doing well. You know, sometimes we are doing it, but if you don't get somebody to just compliment or say something, you might feel like you're not doing the right thing. So we do need a thumbs up. So thank you for everyone who has been giving me a thumbs up, who has been encouraging me, who has been, you know, sending me that private message that you inspire me, keep on the good work. All these are what drives me, that are motivating me to do all and more that I do. So thank you. And like I said, this is just the ebook. The paperback will be coming before the final book launch. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the book release, and we hope that the book is going to do well in the market. I am personally sure it's going to do well because it's carrying a lot of message that's going to help nurses live better lives wherever they find themselves. Do we have any announcements apart from that? Is that taken care of already?
Okay. No, I'll give the announcements.
Okay.
I wonder if there's any question from the audience. Anyone, do you want to go through the charts in YouTube and see if there is any question?
Okay.
So this book is uploaded now, and I'm just going right on the website there now and extending the pre-order date up until May 31st. So up until May 31st, you can still pre-order at €9.95. That's a sales copy, and you will get it, you can download it immediately. So if you want to try it now, if there's anybody there that wants to try it now, you want to pre-order, go ahead and pre-order, and you get it before May 31st at €9.95. After which it will go to €20. Honestly, it needs to go up. I think my book consultant is going to kill me, but I need this book to get out, as to so many places. And don't forget, for those who have pre-ordered, as you're reading the book, make sure you come back and write a review on the website. You can send your review directly to me, but I'll really appreciate if you're writing it straight into the website. If you go to the same link that where you got the where you purchased, you will see review, and then you can type in your review there. It doesn't matter, I just need your honest review about the book. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for the announcement. I've just had a look on YouTube and there's no question. However, I think it would be good to add the pre-order link to the YouTube session.
Is there any comments from so we just acknowledge any comment that is on YouTube as well? And
okay,
everyone.
So we've got Laos African Support Group says congratulations on your book launch.
Thank you.
Then Omowumi says thank you, Bilola. Chris Banga says congratulations, my president. And of course, we've got answers to our quiz, our question. Then we have Elo from Apana Shokla. I think she's the one who did the book endorsement. So thank you so much. Yeah, we're grateful to you for engaging with the session and with the post. And we hope to see the message get across to more people, more persons all across the world. Please don't forget, it's nurses, they give out a gift. This is the best gift you can ever give to any nurse. I tell you, I'm talking from my own experience as an internationally educated nurse, and having seen the summary of the book, I think it's loaded and it needs to get to as many persons as possible. So thank you very much for engaging. We appreciate you connecting to this session, and we hope to see you pre-order the book here.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I think I can go straight to the announcement. Thank you, Olubumi. You've done wonderfully well. Thank you so much. So let me talk to you about the announcement. We're rounding up now. Like I said, this is not the main thing, right? So I'm just going to share my screen there on some of the things I wanted to show you. I was going to show you the merchandise that are also available. And like I said, anyone who pre-order, you have a gift, right? And some of these, so we have merchandise for the new Not a Novice Nurse, a mug, the pillow, we have a t-shirt, a tote bag. It's just some of all this, we just want to reaffirm. It's just affirmation. I'm new, not a novice. You can buy it. This is National Nurses Week, so get a gift for a nurse out there. And of course, if you go to the websites, there are other things that might be of interest to you as a nurse. That's the book sitting here. You can sign up for the health branding course. For those who just want to relocate, the North to Ireland mentorship, OET coaching, one-on-one clarity session, and that's my daughter's book there. My daughter also wrote a book, Precious Virtues. You can enroll for a private coaching if you're preparing for your next nursing interview. And of course, I engage in a lot of speaking, public speaking, so you can request for speaking engagements. Now, they are the hottest gist coming from NCO. It's the Resets in Morocco, which is a work relaxation. We're talking about work-life balance. So we are going to Morocco. It's a retreat tour for healthcare professionals happening June. You can still take part if you are interested in that. There's so many other, I'm not going to bore us, but if you go through the shop on NCO Healthcare Consulting website, you see so many courses, so many programs, so many services that you can benefit from. Career coaching and cultural diversity. That was the one I was talking about, and integration for nurses and nurse managers. And if your organization, you feel like you want to develop mentorship program as well, so NCO can help you develop your mentorship program for your organization. You want to, effective public speaking. My first book is there, Emerge, as a Help Pro. The e-copy and both hard copies available on Amazon. I've talked about free career clarity sessions. So it's not just about money. So I do some free sessions as well. Healthcare communication. I have an IETS ebook compilation there, and so many Black Nurse mentorship. If you want to become a mentor, we're going to be starting the first mentor to mentor training. It's on the 14th, I think, of June. 14th of June or 14th of May. 14th of May, I think. So we're having our first mentor to mentor training. Just look out for my post on my pages for that. If you need research support as well, as much as possible, I provide this. God help me. And some other programs. So the research t-shirt is out on sales. Now, the other side of me is my passion about older person in Africa and in Ireland as well. So we can provide total care package for your older person in Nigeria, consultation, and you can also sponsor. So thank you so much. And that's about, I'll just cancel there. So that's about that. Specifically for the book, I think I need to say this now, that provisionally the final book launch, which is the physical, is going to be hybrid. So both physical and virtual, that you can join anywhere in the world. We'll be happy June 14th of June. And yes, our guest lineup are already coming up. First of all, of course, we'll be having the Dr. Adele, who wrote the book Forward, will be present. Apana, who wrote the book endorsement, to be present as well in person. And I got confirmation from the director of registration of Nursing and Midwifery Board in Ireland, will be present, and a whole lot of other people. So it's going to be amazing, day in Ireland. I believe it's going to be transformational and be like a groundbreaking book launch. So just look out for more details. Of course, they register freely just for us to know how many people will be present. So keep an eye out there. Most importantly, please share this book. Share the link. I beg you. Share the link. If I tell you how much I've spent on this book, it's a lot. And not just about the money again, because the cost, if I should go about the cost of the money to put it out there, then nobody will buy the book and the message will not get out there. So I'm more concerned about getting the word, let people have this book, rather than either it's the money. So please let us share it with us out there, and thank you very much. And please review, very important. If you read this book, if it is first, bless you, please, even if it is one line, just come back and write a review. Just come back and write a review. Thank you so much. I think that's all from me, Olubumi and Divine.
Thank you so much. It's been so amazing being on this session with you, Nurse Coach Ola, I think it's safe to call you a nurse influencer. Yeah, I think you deserve that title too. You do so many things, and it's good to see how you combine all of those things together, and we see the results. So thank you for pouring yourself into this book and wanting to get this message across to the world. We are happy, and we are here for all the many amazing things to come that we know you are going to do. So thank you all so much for joining this session. Like we've said since the beginning of the program, the idea is to get the message across to so many more people. So please, if you want to sponsor copies of this book for nurses in your network, perhaps in your organization, in your church, in your
Yeah, you say
community,
that.
yeah, please reach out to Nurse Coach Ola. She would be glad to work with you. We are available for sponsorship and partnership. Yeah, you can just say, I'm paying for 100 copies. Please give it to
And
your
yeah,
followers.
honestly, Olubumi, I will be an ingrate if I don't mention this. I know they won't want me to mention this, but I've made a post about this as well. That we have two nurses already sponsored. Nurse Kafayat, who spoke earlier on, actually paid for 10 copies for
Wow.
nurses already. So 10 copies waiting. And Nurse Bilola, who spoke earlier as well, paid for 8 nurses. So we have 18 copies, ready. And like I said, if you want to be part of this, you just need to join the book launch team, right? Even though the book is coming free, but you have to give something back to us. So join the book launch team, and all we do in the book launch team is just promote the book. At least you will give something back for receiving a free gift.
Free copy.
So we have 18 copy, but so just like Kafayat and Ibilola, if you want to be part of this, please, it's be much appreciated. And do you know what? I've never met them. We haven't met in person. It's just been virtual chats and all that. Kafaya was actually my mentee, the first cohort of Nurse Mentorship Academy. And I'm so, happy for our growth. You know how it feels if your mentee is now investing in your project. I feel so blessed. And Ibilola was just something like mentor to mentor, and I'm so grateful. So please support this. And like I said, we just want this book to get out to every 1 out of 8 nurse. Just as ICN said, 1 out of every 8 nurse is an internationally educated nurse. So thank you. And I was going to forget this, but now I remember. Again, this is an opportunity for me, starting from once the book is finally launched, not now, you can make money by promoting this book. How about that? You can make money. So I'm going to be sending out an affiliate link so you can actually have your own shop under New Not a Novice Nurse book. So the more you promote the book, the more you also make some money. You have a percentage coming to you. So there's so much. I just want this book to bless people, bless nurses and everyone around. So thank you very much. If I remember anything, please follow me. I know you're following me. If you're not following me, please follow me on all social. I'm everywhere. Okay, like Olubumi said, nurse influencer. I think I'll add that to my title now. I'm a
Yeah, you
nurse influencer. Nurse, yes,
Yeah.
I do brand promotion, but I've never really called myself that nurse influencer. So I think I'll take that from today. Nurse influencer.
Yeah, so
Yes, all over. Just follow me and just keep yourself. You be updated about the upcoming activities and events. Thank you.
all right, thank you so much. So we have come to the end of the pre-launch and book release, and thank you for staying through with us to the end. And for people who are going to watch this afterwards, we hope that you take action. Please click on the link in the comment section and pre-order, and also feel free to reach out to Nurse Coach Ola for sponsorship and partnership. Thank you so much. It's been lovely.
I won't end. You know the way you always keep coming. I have something
Yeah.
to say something
Yeah.
again. Now I'm going to say this specifically because I want to edit this message out and repost. Now this is for schools, colleges, universities of nursing,
Okay.
or hospitals, or any SK organization that you have an international educated nurse with you, even if it is only one, please reach out to me so that we can get this book in your organization. You can sponsor, you can buy copies for your international educated nurse as part of, it's not only pizza or what do they give, you know, for international education, or chocolate or thank you or clapping. Honestly, reach out to me. I'm happy to come around. In fact, what I plan to do is to do mobile launch, like launch the book mobile, not just in one place. And I can still come to your organization, to your hospital, to launch the book, bring a copies of the book and talk about the book. I think I've already gotten about 2 invitations, you know, to come and talk about the book, because that is it. It's not going to change. We're going to have more international educated nurses. We are going to have more. Migration is key now. It's global. It's pandemic. Let me put it that way. So we can't stop it. So what we only have to do is to support. And this book is, of course, like you've heard, is a support guide and roadmap. So invite me. Please send me an email, nursecochola@gmail.com, or reach out to me in any of the platform. And let's bring this book to your organization, to your hospital, to your university, college of nurse. Even if you have a student nurse who is an international nurse, they're coming from another, they need this book. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that brings us to the end of...
Finally. For now.
To the end of the pre-launch and book release. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been such an amazing one.
The first 10 people that pre-order after today, like I said, you have a special gift. So thank you.
Good. All
special gift. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.